Well, greetings, everyone. We hope that this message finds you well. I wanted to take some time just to give you an update as to how things are going at the church. As you know, there are some exciting things getting ready to take place. The church has its gift wrapping ministry that's going to be commencing on November the 3rd. We have some classes that we have in session that are going on at the church. We encourage you to check out the church website and stay plugged in with the church app for notifications on those things. These are all ways for you to be connected and to grow your faith. And also, one of the biggest ways that you can continue to mature in your relationship with Christ and stay plugged in is through our weekend services on Sunday. As you know, several weeks ago on November the 1st, we began opening the doors again for our children's ministry. And so I'm so thankful to all of our volunteers. And it's so nice to see some of our children back. And also, we continue to offer 3 services on Sunday, 9 a.m., 11 a.m., and 6 p.m. I also wanted to just remind you of some important policies that we have as it pertains to the church and in keeping with the safety measures of all that's going on. We have hand sanitizing machines stationed throughout the building and some portable areas as well. We encourage you to take advantage of that. We continue to receive our offering through the offering boxes in the back. And although we were anticipating having communion earlier in the month, we're still making plans to do that in the coming weeks. And so we encourage you to be patient for that. We also wanted to remind you that the church has a mask policy. While we're in the building, we are encouraging folks to have the mask, obviously that's covering their mouth and their nose. And we do allow you, if you need to take a mask break or to adjust something, we allow that and we're fine with that. And some of you have expressed interest both ways. So you got to understand where I'm coming from. There's people saying, do away with the masks. And then there's a lot of people saying, so-and-so's not wearing a mask. And so what does that mean for the church? Well, it means that we want to abide by the rules and the guidelines that are put out. And even if we don't agree 100% with the science behind masks being on, medical professionals do agree that to some extent it does block the opportunity to transport any cold when somebody has it on. And so even if it could help 10% or 20% or whatever the percentage is, we're wearing the mask not to be robots of the city, but we're doing it to be conscientious to our fellow members in the church, some of which who are older and some of which who might have underlying conditions or might have family at home who fit those categories. And so let me tell you how I look at it. Obviously, I don't have a mask on now because I'm speaking, and on Sunday I take it off when I'm about to teach. But I don't like wearing a mask just like everybody else. But why do I do it? And what's my rationale behind it? Well, safety. And again, even if it's a small percentage that blocks something from coming out or coming in, if that means I'm going to help keep somebody else safe, I'm all for it. And what if this is all just one big nightmare and all one big hoax? Okay, some people say that. Well, if that means I was inconvenienced at church for roughly 70 minutes to have a mask on, I don't even have it on the whole time. We pull it down, we pull it up. If that's all that it costs me to be inconvenienced with wearing a silly mask to church, and that meant that potentially I was keeping somebody else safe, I'm all for it. And so again, I join you in looking forward to a day when we don't have to have the mask in church and in other places. We're praying for that, and we're hoping for that. But as it stands right now, we have this policy in place, and we encourage you to fulfill that wish that we're putting out there, that we would have the mask up when we're in the building. And again, if you need to take a break for numerous reasons, we understand that, and that's acceptable. But for the majority of the time, obviously, we want to keep it up. And I also want to ask you to be kind to my ushers who are helping seat people and direct people. It's not easy when you're serving in the greeting area of the ministry or the ushering area of the ministry. Let's be kind to everybody, and let's just try to work together on this. Let's get through this. The main thing is that we're open and that we're worshiping God. We know all the way from March, all the way to the end of June, we had to do this virtually, and that wasn't fun. And so we're thankful to be back together. And let's continue to pray for God to just protect us and see us through this. And so I wanted to close with an encouragement from the scriptures. because at the end of the day, we just want to have the right attitude. We want to have a helpful attitude, a loving attitude towards each other. And so I'm reminded of what Paul says in Philippians 2:5, kind of just puts me in check and my perspective in all areas of life where it needs to be. But Paul said it this way: have the same attitude that is in Christ Jesus. So let's just have an attitude that honors the Lord and is helpful to people. And by God's grace, we'll soon put all of this behind us. And so once again, I want to encourage you to be faithful with your church attendance to the best of your ability. If you're unable to come right now, stay locked in, stay tuned in. I'm so thankful for the media team that puts everything up from our devotions to our Sunday services every week. Be sure to share it on social media. And if you can, be praying for God's continued covering upon the church. God bless you, and we look forward to seeing you soon.